Hello guys and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorials. So guys, in the previous video we successfully implemented the about page, contact us page and footer section blade that was related to admin dashboard right here. Okay, and then after implementing the blade we successfully implemented the form that we are going to use for the about page, for the contact page and the footer section. Okay, so guys, in this video we are going to start implementing the CMS of about page, and we are going to cover this about page section in great detail, because as I have told you, we are not going to use a separate table for all these about pages, contact page and footer section, because in this case the condition would be, if let's say if we don't have anything related to about page, we are going to create it. And let's say if in any case we have something like about heading, about short description, about description, then in that case we are going to implement the update and not the read or delete. We are going to implement the read right here and on the front end as well, but it's just that we are not going to create the update heading again and again. By update heading I meant this update about section again and again. So we are not going to create this section again and again. Instead we are going to have one record for this about page, and if we have that record we are going to update it. Okay, if not we are going to create it. So this is the functionality and I call it create or update. Okay guys, and once again similarly we are not going to have, let's say, multiple records for the contact page and the footer section as well. So what we are going to do is we are going to summarize all these three sections, contact section, about section and footer section, into one table. We are going to assign the columns respectively, and we are going to use this single table for all these sections right here. Okay, so it's better guys, it's better because let's say if I have one record in three different tables, let's say I have three different tables and I have only one record on each, so this is not good at all. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one table and I'm going to save all these three records right there. So let's start, and for that I will move to Sublime and let's access database migration. In the previous video we implemented this migration and the model right here. Okay, so let's start from the migration, and in this case guys, as you can see, with respect to form we need about heading, about short description and description. Similarly we need the same fields, same column names for the contact right here, see, and for the footer section it's a bit different. So yeah, let's do that. So table string, first column, that would be, let's say, about underscore heading, and it should be, let's say, 255 limit, and it is going to be nullable. I will explain it to you why we are keeping it nullable. Okay, so I can copy this to save some time, because this video is going to be like very lengthy. Sorry guys, but it's for you guys, because I need to make sure that you understand it correctly. About short description, okay, and about description. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it again. Let's make some changes. About to contact now, because now we are assigning the contact section related data. So contact short description and contact description, exactly like this. Okay, so now I need three more columns that are related to footer section, and for that I'm going to assign the names. Okay, and right here, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Okay guys, one more thing, that this description field would be text, and we are not going to limit it to 255 characters. Yeah, it should be nullable. And similarly we are going to implement a text right here as well, text for both the description, detailed description fields. Okay, so now as you can see, we are creating only one table. Now we need a workaround so that we can differentiate between all these three sections. So for that, I'm going to create another column, and that would be $table string section underscore name. It should be once again 255 in character length, and it should also be nullable. Why? I will explain it to you. Okay, now what we need to do is let's migrate. Okay, so I will stop my project, PHP artisan migrate. Yeah. Okay, so table is migrated. Let's see it in action on the database side. Okay, localhost PHP myadmin, and let's refresh this. Sorry guys. Okay, so now we have our table right here. Okay, yeah, so it looks fine. Now what we need to do is, guys, as we are going to use Eloquent for the creation and updation, so what I'm going to do is we need to assign these fields as fillable properties. So let's do that. I will move to CMS. I'm going to assign it protected. We can simply use protected $fillable property, fillable and fillable. These fields should be fillable. Section name. Okay, sorry for that guys. Section name and about heading. We need to define all the columns right here. About underscore short underscore description. Similarly, about underscore description and contact underscore heading and contact underscore short underscore description. Okay, and contact underscore description. Okay, and the other three fields are Twitter, Facebook, and the other one is, we are not going to use GitHub, so it's going to be Instagram. Okay, yeah, now it looks fine, and we have all of our fields. So let's align this, yeah, and I'm going to save it. That's it guys. So yeah, we have successfully assigned our columns as fillable. So yeah, let's close this. And now, since we need to start working on the about page creation, so let's move to this page, CMS page, resources, views, backend, and right here CMS. Okay, so in this case guys, as we are going to use Ajax, so I'm going to remove this section from right here. Okay, and I'm going to assign this form an ID of, let's say, ID, and ID would be, let's say, about CMS. Okay, yeah. Now one more thing, I need a hidden field right here in which we are going to save the section name or this column. Okay, so yeah, let's implement that, and it should be hidden. Okay, input type hidden, name would be about underscore section underscore name, and ID would be about underscore section underscore name once again, and value would be empty. Okay, just keep that in mind. Let's move forward. Okay, one more thing guys, we are not going to use this old field, but for now I'm going to keep it, because once we get the about page related data right here, we can simply change it. Okay, so I will keep that for now. Okay, so in this case we are going to use we are using form from the blog pages, and where we implemented the Laravel post request, and in this case for the CMS we are going to use the Ajax post request, so we don't need this if and else, because we are going to do it with the help of Ajax. So I'm going to remove it, and right here as well. Okay, similarly I'm going to do it right here, here. Okay, and similarly right, not for now, but yeah, here if and right here and right here. Okay, and let's change this button text to update. Okay, let's do that because that makes more sense. Update. Okay guys, so now let's view our form. Yeah, we stopped our project PHP artisan serve because of the CMS table. Okay, yeah, refresh. Okay, so now what we can do is we can start implementing the create functionality. So let's do that. And for that guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down right here. I'm going to uncomment this since I have told you we are going to use Ajax for this. So yeah, so in this case I'm going to use about.js, which we don't have for now, but I'm going to create it just now. So let's move to public and let's move to backend. Partials, I'm going to open tag.js. I'm going to copy everything from right here to save some time. I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to paste everything. Let's name this about.js, and now we have our about.js file. Okay guys, let's move at the top and I'm going to close this tag.js. Okay, so there is a lot of unnecessary code, so let's start removing it. Since in this case we are not going to implement a data table, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, and let's change this comment to create or update about. Okay, so we are going to use this function, this request and this function. So yeah, I'm going to keep it, and we are not going to use this get tag for edit because in this case our functionality is going to be create or update, and we are going to use the same function right here again and again. Okay, no need for the update, no need for the delete functionality. Okay, yeah. Okay, now let's see what sort of functions we are using right here. Okay, on success remove errors, yeah, these are the two. Okay, so I'm going to remove this edit related, this one and this one. Okay, and this modal as well, because in our case we don't need any sort of thing related to modal. Okay, so since we are going to use the same function for the create and update functionality, so we can simply use one of these functions. Yeah, I'm going to remove the other one. Okay guys, now let's see. Yeah, now allow everything looks fine. I'm going to call this same function right here. Okay, because now we don't have on success remove errors. Okay guys, so yeah, our page is ready. Now what we need to do is, in order to submit this form, we need to create a route. So let's do that. So I will move to web.php and I will move down right here to the CMS section where we have a check role middleware, because this functionality is for the admin dashboard. Okay guys, so route post and let's say create or update about. Okay, and in this case we are going to use backend controller. Once again the method name would be create or update about. That's it. Okay, so now we have successfully created the route. Let's implement this method inside this backend controller. So let's open backend controller. Okay, and let's move down here, create or update about, public function create or update about. And since it is a post request, so we can use request $request, so that we have everything available right here. Okay, so let's try to dd $request all, just to make sure that we are successfully hitting our method. Okay, but for that what we need to do is we need to assign this URL or route to the JS file right here, and we need to make some more changes, because what we are doing right here is we are waiting for the document to be ready. Once it is ready, we are looking for the submission of this ID, which is in this case, in our case, which is this one, okay, the form ID. Let's open it right here, and I'm going to change it. So on submit of about CMS ID, what you need to do is prevent default, and now we need to submit our form, and the form ID once again is this, okay, and I want the 0 element, just in case if we have multiple, we are going to get the 0th one or the first one, okay. Now after that, we are creating a variable again, and we are assigning our form, and we are creating a new object out of it. Basically we are creating an object of this form right here, so that we can simply pass it to our AJAX request. Then comes our AJAX request. We are passing our base URL and then our route. Type post, form data, content type false, success, okay, everything looks fine. Then comes the success function, and everything is fine, and we don't need this here, so I'm going to remove it. Yeah, swell we can keep it, and we can change it to about created successfully, and we don't need to reload our AJAX table, okay. So yeah guys, right up to right here everything looks fine. What we need to do is just check if we can read this, okay. So let's do a refresh. I'm going to pass some random text, update, okay. So we can see the message. This means we are hitting our method successfully. I hope so. Let's update this once again, and yeah, right here we are getting everything right here, okay. So everything is working fine, but now what we need to do is, since we are able to get our data right here, we can simply implement the validation. So let's do that, okay. So $request validate, and let's validate a record. First of all, about underscore heading, and I want the validation to be required min3 max 255, okay. For me that's it. If you want to apply something else, you can, it's totally your project. So about underscore short underscore description, and I'm going to assign the validation required min 3 max 255, yeah, okay. And about underscore description, and the validation would be once again required min 3 max 255. That's it guys, okay. So now once it is validated, what we can do is we can simply dd something like done, okay. Let's do a refresh once again. I'm doing this all this like refresh and creating record again and again, just so that you can understand it better, okay guys. So it's for you, believe me. And we are going to see something like this in great detail in the later part of the video. Just be prepared, okay. That's why I said this video is going to be lengthy, okay. So let's hit update, and now we can see done. So everything is fine. Now what we can do is we can simply create a record, okay. So for that, what we can do is $about is equals to CMS create, and what you need to do is create section underscore name. Remember that guys, since we don't have for the first time when we are going to create the about section, we don't have a section name. So what we can do is we can simply pass it hard coded. So let's do that. Section name is equals to would be section name would be not equals to, okay. Just keep that in mind, okay. That's an object sign, okay. So section name would be section about section, yeah. And let's pass the remaining data. About heading should have the request about heading, this one, and about underscore short description should have $request about short description, this one. Okay, and the last one would be about underscore description. This should have $request about underscore description. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, now once it is done, we are going to see this swell and we are going to successfully create a record. So let's see this in action again. I'm going to do a refresh about page. Let's create something random. Okay, update. Okay, so we have an error. Let's see what we have. Okay, yeah, it's a known error, sorry guys. So since we are using CMS right here, but we forgot to include it right here, use CMS, app CMS, sorry. Okay, wrong signs, everything is going wrong, sorry guys. App CMS. Okay, and see, once again everything is going wrong. That's what I said. Okay, now everything looks fine. Let's do a refresh again. I'm going to create some random text once again. Update. Okay, so about created successfully, and right here it's a success showing 200 and we have nothing to preview. So let's access the database. Let's do a refresh, and yeah, right here you can see our section is successfully created. Okay guys, let's discuss this nullable. So I told you that we are going to discuss this. Okay, now we can discuss this. So guys, when we are going to create about section, we are going to have this contact section and footer section empty. So that's why we implemented the nullable field for all, the nullable attribute for all. Why? Reason being, now in this case we don't know what sort of section we are going to create. So we are going to create this nullable attribute for all of them. Why? Let's say if we are going to create about section, so about section field could have a value like about heading, something in heading and something in description and something in short description, but the contact heading but the contact section would have nothing. So in that case what we need to do is we need to assign them nullable, so we don't see any sort of error, just like this you can see. So if we don't have anything, it is just going to show you null, right? And similar goes to the contact section. Once we are going to create the contact section, we are going to see this about section data as null as well. Okay, so this was an important point. Okay, let's close this. Okay guys, now we have successfully created our about section. Now what we need to do is we need to enhance this feature based on our logics and based on our functionality, and we need to start implementing the update functionality right here as well. But before that, you can see I'm not removing anything because we haven't made any changes. So first of all let's configure our errors right here. So for that I will write right here, our errors are configured for now, but we are not going to see them because we don't have these IDs assigned to these small fields. Okay, we are going to do that, but for now I just want to make sure that I'm removing the error. So for that, about heading, remove class this invalid, and similar goes to this one, underscore help. This is for the error text. Okay, let's copy this, let's paste it again, let's make some changes, and this should be short description, short underscore description. Yeah, and we can copy this, let's paste it right here, and let's add help. Okay, and similar goes right here, let's change this to description. Okay, let's copy this and let's assign it right here, underscore help. Okay guys, so our errors, we should be able to remove our errors successfully. Now what I'm going to do is let's assign the IDs to these fields so that we can see our errors. Let me show you without that. Let's do a refresh because it's just an error. Update. So you can see we are successfully applying the class invalid based on this, using this error function. Okay, we have discussed this in great detail, so that's why we need to remove this. Whenever we have an updated error, we need to refresh the errors right here. Okay, so that's why we are using remove error, so that let's say if we have everything goes successful, we need to remove these errors. And let's say if we have a new error, or we have something else, like first I had first field related error and now I had second field related error, this is going to update those errors accordingly. Okay guys, so to see these error, what we need to do is assign the ID, and the ID would be about underscore heading underscore help. That's it. And similar goes right here, ID about underscore short underscore description underscore help. Okay, and right here as well, ID about underscore description. Okay guys, right here you can see we were unable to see the errors. Now let's try it again, and now we are able to see our errors, but not related to description. So let's because we forgot to include help. Okay, let's do a refresh again. About. Okay, so now we can see our errors and we can create our about section. Now what we need to do is we need to get the data of the about section when it is created, because as you know, you can see right here we have our about section data created, but we are not able to see it right here. See, so let's get the data and display it right here. That's what I was talking about when I was saying like we are not going to use old in this case. So this is the case. Okay guys, okay, so for that what I will do is I will move to backend controller, and we need to find the route or the method from where we are returning this CMS. So it's right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to implement a query, the query, and that would be about, and this would be, let's say this is an eloquent query. Okay, just keep that in mind. I was just like my tongue slipped, that's why. Okay, about CMS where section section underscore name is about underscore section. I need the first one. That's it. This is going to get us the about section related records. Now what we can do is simply compact and return this about section. I'm going to name it as about underscore section. Okay guys, so now we are returning our about section related data to the CMS page so that we can get the data in the input fields. So let's do that, and for that what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the value, and let's paste something like this. Let's create something like this, about underscore section about underscore heading. Okay, and now what we need to do is, else you need to do this. Okay, so I think I'm missing something. Yes guys, I'm missing it right here. Sorry guys. Okay, so this would be something like $about underscore section, and I need the about heading, this one. Okay, and let's say if in any case we don't have it, you need to simply show empty or nothing. Okay, let's change this for the short description as well right here, and let's change it to about underscore short description, just like this. and let's change it for the description as well. And for the description we are displaying the old value between the text area tags. So yeah, about underscore description. So I hope everything is making sense for you guys. Okay guys, now let's refresh, and now we are able to see our records. Okay, so everything is working perfectly fine. What I can do is I can simply assign the value of the section name right here. Similarly, let's do that, but we are going to discuss a case here right here as well that would be related to the update functionality. But let's complete this first. $about underscore section underscore name. If you don't have any sort of name, you need to print empty. Okay, so in that case, since we have already created the about section page, so we are going to have a section name. Let's see it right here. See, so yeah, so our create functionality is done and our read functionality for the backend is done as well. Now let's move for the update functionality, because create is working perfectly fine. Okay, so let's move to the backend controller. Now for the update functionality, what do we need to do is, let's say, implement the validation. If the record doesn't exist, you need to create it. And how can we know that we don't have about section records already created? Okay, so I'm going to implement that logic based on this ID. So let's start. Okay, because this is a part of the form, and that's why I implemented this input hidden field. So let's make use of it. Okay, so if empty $request section, about underscore section underscore name, then what you need to do is you need to do this. You need to create it. Control X, just like this. Let's align it and let's provide some spacing. Okay guys, so yeah, so this is the case. Apply the validation. Check if we have anything in this about section name, which means right here, like if it's the value is not empty. Okay, if the value is empty, what you need to do is, this means the about section is not created. You need to create it. Else what you need to do is, else in the else condition, what you can do is simply find the record, just like right here. I'm going to copy this, I'm going to paste it, and let's rename it to about once again. Okay, find the section. Now what we need to do is we need to update the record. So let's do that. $about underscore heading equals to, and this should be equal to $request about underscore heading. Exactly. So about underscore short description equals to $request about short description, this one. Okay, now let's do it for the about description equals to $request about description, this one. Okay, so once we updated all of them, what we can do is we can simply call the save method on this about, save. Okay, and yeah, that will do the trick. And that's it. That's how we are going to implement our if and else logic for the creation and updation. But we still need to do some work. Why? Let's discuss that. Okay, so first of all, to discuss this scenario, I'm going to remove this about section again and again so that we can understand it better. Okay, so let's discuss the first case scenario, and that is, let's say if we don't have anything. Okay, first of all I need to show you something, and for that I will inspect it right here. Okay guys, just keep watching right here. Okay, since I am creating a record, okay, update. Okay, now let's discuss it with the help of code. We created a record, we came here, we implemented the validation, we were looking for the about section name, which is right here, and it is empty. Okay, since it was empty, we came here in this if block and we implemented the create functionality and we returned the value. We came here to the JS and we hit this swell fire which says about created successfully. I am going to edit it to about section created successfully. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. Now what we need to do is we need to discuss the second case. Okay, since we have a record now, let's do a refresh. Now in this case what should happen is, since we have a record right here, now we shouldn't be able to create this again, but we are going to update this. So let's see this case now. So I'm going to add 123 or something like that, and let's do update. See this now, update about created successfully. We are seeing the same swell message because we didn't refresh this page. Okay, so this is the reason. What I meant by the create functionality for the update functionality for this one was, if I'm going to refresh the database, you are going to see another record. Okay, so why a condition failed right here? Because we have a data. Okay, about section is already created, and once again we are creating that same section again right here. We never came into this else block. Why? The reason is, guys, just keep that in mind. Okay, the reason is because this condition was true every time. Why would that happen? Okay, let's see. First of all, if I'm going to refresh this page, we are going to get the about section. Let me show you. We are going to get the section value as about section. Okay, and we are getting the data right here as we have discussed, and but the first one. Okay, so let's delete it once again. Okay guys, let's do a refresh. Now in this case we have nothing right here. I am creating the record again. Keep your eyes right here. Okay, so we have successfully created the about section, but this ID, this value is not updated, and we need to update it in order to run this else block for the next time. So this is what we are going to do right now, guys. Okay, so I hope it makes sense now. Okay, so this is the case when because we are using Ajax, and Ajax basically normally we use Ajax so that we don't have to reload the page. That's why we are doing it right here. That's what we need right here. Okay, so but in that case what we need to do is update this value. Once the record is created, we need to update this value somehow so that the program knows that this section is already created. Okay, so for that, once again, if I am going to create a value, we are going to simply create it and not update it. See, and see it right here as well. So we have two records. Now let's fix this, and in order to fix this, what I am going to do is I am going to assign a message right here, hard-coded message. Message is equals to created. Okay, and I'm going to return this about section, this about related data, everything. Okay, compact. Let's return message, and let's return this about. Exactly. Okay, we need to discuss something else as well. I'm just going to copy this. Actually we need it just right here, but in any case, let's say if you are confused, we can use it right here as well, and we can simply change this message to update it, and that's it. Okay, so that's it. Now what we need to do is, still guys, it isn't going to work because we need to update the value of this ID right here so that we can hit our else condition right here. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, so still we are going to see the same message, and we are going to create the records again and again, but I just need to show you something. So I am going to console.log something for you right here. Okay, so that we are on the same page and you know what's going on right here. Okay guys, let's do a refresh. I am going to delete these records once again, so let's delete them. Yes, okay guys, let's do a refresh. We have implemented the condition, but we aren't doing anything right here. I just want to show you this console.log. Okay, so let's move to console, have a tab, and let's create something. Okay, update. Okay, so once the about section is created, we are going to see something like this, and based on this we can see we have everything that is related to about section, about description, about heading, about short description, and the section name most importantly. Okay, so we are going to use this for the this logic. Okay, and the message as well. So now what we can do is we can simply implement our condition, and to demonstrate that I am going to delete this record once again. And now let's move to our code side right here. Okay, so our condition would be something like this. As I've showed you with the help of console.log, that we can simply get the data.message or data.about that column name that I want. So I'm going to simply implement the condition based on that. So if data.message equals to created, okay, and what you need, let's say if you want more robustness, we can implement the triple equals to as well, but it's fine for now because this is only related to admin dashboard. Okay, so if data.message equals to created, what you need to do is you need to run this blog. Which one? This one guys. Control X. Okay, yeah, so you need to run this blog. Else what you need to do is you need to run this blog, in which we are going to edit our error about section updated successfully. Okay, and one more thing, the most important thing, because still it is not going to work, but we are going to see the response or the swell based on this condition. Okay, so if we are going to create it, we are going to see this swell, and if we are going to update this, we are going to see this swell. But one last thing that is remaining is we need to assign this the ID, this value section. Okay, so let's do that. And for that, what we can do is once the data.message is created, basically is equals to created, what we can do is $.id, where the ID is about underscore section underscore name. The value should be something like data.about. Now we can see it right here. About, first of all data, then about, and section name. So yeah, dot section name, section underscore name. That's it. Okay, yeah, and similarly we can do it right here. Copy this and paste it right here, just in case. Okay guys, so now it should work perfectly fine, and yeah, everything looks fine. Okay, so let's do a refresh. About page, and I'm going to create it. So for the first time I'm going to write something related to it, about us, and what do we do, and description, let's say something in great detail, or let's say great detail. Okay guys, now let's see, focus right here. Okay, so now once we are going to create a record, you can see we have updated the value of this input hidden field, which is about section name, and the value is about section. So now in this case it's not empty. Now let's implement it again. Let's try to update this. About us 1 2 3. Now what happens is, since we have a value right here, we are going to move right here to our code, implement the validation. This condition is false. We are going to move right here. We are going to find it, and we are going to update it. Okay, since based on this condition, because this about section name is not empty now. Okay, let's try this. Update. Okay, so I think we made a mistake. Yes, see something right here. Yeah, we made a mistake, guys, sorry. Let's check it out. Okay, CMS set about heading in great detail. I think I made a mistake. Let me just check it, guys. I don't want to increase the time of the video. Just give me a minute or two. Okay guys, so yes, I got the issue. Right here you can see, so I have a typo and the typo is right here. So this was the reason. Sorry guys. Okay, I hope you corrected it when I was writing it right here. Okay, I think you saw it. Okay, so let's do a refresh, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this about page and let's update this 1 2 3 and update. So about section updated successfully. Now if we move to right here, okay, and yes, you can see once again because of that error I'm going to remove this so we can discuss the scenario again. About us, what do? Something in details. Okay, let's update. So yeah, about section is created successfully and we have our about section value right here. So now I'm going to implement or update this record runtime right here without refreshing the page. This is related to like I forgot the term, guys, sorry. When we have SQL guys, yeah, we have some SQL guys for the functionality checks, so they are going to test your functionality just like this. So yeah, without refreshing the page, now I'm going to update this record 1 2 3 and let's update. Okay, so now since we have this about section fillable, sorry, not fillable, but we have something in right here, so we are never going to hit right here, but we are going to land in this else block and we are going to implement the update functionality, and that's it. Okay, so yeah, everything is working perfectly fine. The last thing what we can do is let's come to this page again, and right here you can see the value is updated. One last thing to check is to see the errors and to make sure all this functionality is working perfectly fine for the last time. So let's discuss this case again. Okay guys, I'm not going to put anything. Let's hit update. Okay, we are able to see our errors. So this is related to SQL guys. Okay, they are going to check your application just like this. Just keep that in mind. Okay, about us, now we don't have anything right here in these fields. Okay, so yeah, error is gone, but we still have these error. Okay, so let's fix this one as well, and yes, it's gone and we have still one error. So let's fix this one as well, something in detail. Okay, and let's do update. So okay, about section created successfully. Now what we need to do is we need to implement the second functionality, that is for the update, but before that I'm going to check the errors once again. Update. Okay, the about heading field is required, so it isn't allowing me to proceed. Okay, let's remove it from right here as well. Okay, perfectly fine, and let's remove this one. Update, perfectly fine, and let's put something again, something, or let's remove it. Okay, so the error is gone, and the last thing, something in greater detail or details. Okay, so for the last time, update, and yes, about section updated successfully. So yes guys, this is how we can simply implement the create or update functionality, and I hope you guys learned a lot from this video based on the scenarios. I know guys, I know I was like explaining it again and again, but this is for you guys. I wanted to explain it in a better way so that you can understand it better and you can learn more. So yeah, we have discussed most of the use cases right here as well. So that's it from this video guys, and in the next video we are going to implement the contact page and footer section related create or update, because now we have our functionality right here. We can simply and copy paste the data right here. You can try it on your own as well. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you and take care guys. And yes guys, be ready. Okay, take care.